18. Memorable person. एवंचा सत्ता जनेयुंग, दुखाइंग जाति संभावो तपनो पानिनन हन्ना, पुंसति sovati thi. Also, once upon a time Lord Buddha lived in Jethavanarma because of Savat city. Arabhe, a memory devotee, said this Jatak. At that time, people used to kill many animals such as goats and make a sacrifice for their ancestors who had done evil deeds. The monks saw those people doing this. Lord, by the hand of the Omniscient, now people are giving something called memory devotion to many living beings. Sir, I wonder if there is too much here. Omniscient monks, there is nothing more in the Pranaghata, which is said to be a devotee of memory. All the living beings of Jambudvipa were awakened by this action, saying that the wise men sat in the sky and preached the dharma in this memorial devotee. Vidara has brought up the story of the past and said that now Vinay Baba comes down again from Sankashepagata. At the time when a king named Brahmadatta was reigning in Banaras. One Dr. Brahman, who was the head of the district, who was the successor of Vedatra, caught a goat and took it to his hands, took it to the river, bathed it, tied it with garlands, tied it with a garland and ordered it to be brought to Saraha. Those human beings also pledged to Bamuna that they were good, took the goat and went to the river to bathe, while Saraha stood across the river. The goat saw the bad deeds done in the past with the knowledge of national memory and said that he will get rid of this kind of suffering today. Then the young men took him by the hand and cried, "Goats, you! What made you laugh?" He asked about what matter they were complaining about. Thipiyama said that this matter will be reviewed by me in the presence of your teachers. The human beings took the goat and told this matter to Dr. Brahman. That teacher also laughed at what the people said and laughed at the goat from the goat's hand. He asks what is wrong. That goat also remembered the bad deeds he had done in the past and said to Brahman, "O Brahman, I will kill a goat and give you the memory of the birth of a Brahman who studied the Vedas just like you did in the past. Hey, I have come to the misery of cutting the flesh of 500 nations because of the bad karma of killing that goat. This is the full 500 race self that is a million for me. Hey, I came to the dream that I will get rid of these days of suffering. I laughed at this fact. If I die, I will kill a goat and get rid of the suffering of 500 nations." He said, "If you kill this monk, 500 people will suffer the same fate as me. Goats, I will not kill you. What did you say, O Lord? Even if you don't die, I won't let you die today. Goats, I will take care of you and walk with you. Bamuna, your protection is very little. The bad deeds I did were said to be fat and powerful." Bamunano said that no one will kill this goat before the goat. Bamunano took it with his hands and walked together with the goat. The goat was slaughtered in a grassy forest on one of the rocks and started to grow green leaves. At the same time, there was a crowd on Galatala. A stone slab was moved over it and it was cut in the neck where it was stretched. Soon the public also gathered there. At that time, the great bodhisattvas were born in that place. While those bodhisattvas were sitting in the divinely inspired sky on the pig's asana while the people were looking on, it would have been better if these beings had known the consequences of evil and not killed them. If the animals of the world had known that the birth of the animal and the death of the wretched disease are sad in each state, then an animal would not kill an animal. A person who has attained prana-krita will be born in the vagina of many types of beasts in the 8 great evils and the 16 medicinal evils, and will suffer great suffering for a long time. The great bodhisattva preached the dharma, saying that the creatures, who are blinded by delusion, are blinded by ignorance and do not see this, and so on. Humans heard the sermon and avoided the evils and killed themselves. The Bodhisattvas preached the Dharma and established the great people in virtue and died in their own way and went to the next world. He was born in the divine world as a gifted Pitgam in the admonition of the Bodhisattvas. Lord Buddha, who was a teacher, brought this sermon to the end and finished the preliminaries and said, "At that time, the tree deity was born and I preached the Dharma." Tiloguru Samyak Sambuddhu told him whether he was the mother of the king.